Hey everyone, ready for another deep dive? Today we're tackling something really powerful, I think. It's all about finding happiness, but not just any happiness. We're talking about finding happiness alone.
You hit the nail on the head. It's a concept that might seem a bit paradoxical at first. We're often told that happiness comes from relationships, from being surrounded by loved ones.
Right, right, absolutely. But we're flipping the script today. We're diving deep into this idea that, well, true happiness, it actually starts within.
It does. It's about cultivating this inner peace and contentment that isn't dependent on external factors or other people.
I love that. It's like, this radical idea that you have the power to create your own happiness, regardless of, well, your relationship status or, how many friends you have on social media.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And it's not about becoming a hermit or isolating yourself from the world. It's more about understanding that your happiness shouldn't hinge on other people's presence or approval.
This is so interesting. Where do we begin with this?
Well, a great starting point is self-reflection. Think of it as holding a mirror up to your soul, getting to know the real you, the one beneath all the roles you play in life.
Self-reflection. It's so easy to get caught up in the daily grind and lose sight of who we are and what we really want. I remember this time when I was convinced I just had to learn photography. I mean, I spent hours researching cameras, lenses, editing software, the whole nine yards.
What happened?
Well, after countless blurry photos, and I mean countless, and hours spent hunched over my computer trying to edit them, I realized something. Photography, yeah, it's a beautiful art form, but it just wasn't for me. Turns out, my real passion, it's writing, always has been. Putting words together, crafting stories, connecting with people through the written word. That's what lights me up.
That's such a great example of how self-reflection can really help us uncover our passions, our true passions, the things that really resonate with us on a deep level.
It's like unearthing those hidden gems within ourselves. And sometimes it takes those moments of quiet reflection to really see them.
Exactly. It's about asking yourself the tough questions. What truly brings me joy? What are my values? What kind of legacy do I want to leave behind?
Those are big questions.
They are, but facing them head on, that's the key. It's like peeling back those layers to reveal the most authentic version of yourself, the you that you were always meant to be. And that's where the magic of solitude really comes in.
Solitude.
Yeah.
So it's not about, shutting out the world or becoming a hermit, but about creating this space for introspection, for connecting with your inner world.
Think of solitude as a sanctuary where you can reconnect with your thoughts, your feelings, your dreams without distractions or outside influences.
It reminds me of those stories, the ones we came across in our research. Like, remember Anna? She was always trying to please everyone, seeking validation from others. But then, in those moments of solitude, she discovered this hidden talent for painting she never knew she had.
And then there's Michael, the successful businessman. He was always go, go, go. But in those quiet moments, he rekindled his love for writing, something he hadn't touched in years.
And Emma, who finally found her voice and her confidence through writing after really embracing solitude. These stories are so powerful. They show us that being alone, it's not about being lonely. It's about discovering this whole new level of self-awareness and unlocking hidden potential.
And those discoveries, they often happen in the quiet moments when we create that space to simply be with ourselves.
It's like those moments when you're, walking in nature, or maybe you're just sitting in a quiet room with a cup of tea, just thinking, reflecting. That's when the magic happens.
And that's just the beginning of the journey. We're just scratching the surface here. There's so much more to explore when it comes to finding happiness alone.
There is. I can't wait to dive even deeper into this. But for now, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back with more insights on how to unlock that inner joy.
Sounds good.
Hmm.
It's in those quiet moments, those moments of solitude, that we can really tap into our potential for growth. Personal development, it really takes root and flourishes in those spaces.
I love that. So how do we actually make that happen? How do we cultivate personal growth?
Well, it all starts with really getting to know yourself, like inside and out, understanding your strengths, your weaknesses, what makes you tick, what makes you, come alive. It's about seeing the full picture, the good, the bad, and everything in between.
So it's not just about, finding our passions like Anna with her painting. It's about acknowledging the areas where we might not, well, excel, right? Like maybe realizing you're never going to be a master chef no matter how many cooking shows you watch.
Exactly, exactly. We all have our strengths and our weaknesses. Recognizing both is, well, it's crucial for growth. We're all a mix of talents and limitations, and that's okay. Once you have that self-awareness, you can start really nurturing those things that light you up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, when you dedicate time to your passions, whether it's writing, dancing, learning a new language, or anything else that, sets your soul on fire, it's like you're injecting pure joy into your life.
And that joy, it's contagious. It spills over into other areas of your life, making you, more energized, more engaged, more, well, just more alive. Remember, Michael, rediscovering his passion for writing, it brought him a level of fulfillment he hadn't felt in years.
Absolutely. But personal development, it's
Okay.
not just about, indulging in hobbies,
Right.
right?
Think of it more like expanding your horizons, constantly seeking new knowledge, new skills, like adding tools to your toolbox, It makes you more adaptable, more capable.
So it could be like reading books, taking courses, or even just having, those deep, meaningful conversations that challenge your perspective.
Exactly. It's about feeding that curiosity, keeping your mind engaged, just like a kid exploring a new playground.
Mhm.
And of course, we can't forget about physical well-being, taking care of your body. It's just as important as nurturing your mind.
It's all connected. But let's be real for a moment. Personal development, it's not always easy, is it?
No, no, it's not. There will be challenges, setbacks, times when you just want to, throw in the towel.
You just want to curl up on the couch with a good book and forget the whole thing.
Exactly. But the important thing to remember is those challenges, they're not failures. They're opportunities for growth, for building resilience.
It's like building up those mental muscles so we can face anything.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You get stronger with every challenge you overcome.
Oh,
Okay, so we've talked about self-reflection, the power of solitude, and nurturing personal growth. But but there's something else that often comes up when we talk about being alone. It's a big one for a lot of people, and that's the fear of loneliness.
yeah, the fear of loneliness. It's real. How do we overcome that?
That's a great question, and it's a valid fear. Nobody wants to feel lonely. But here's the thing. Loneliness, it's a feeling. And like all feelings, it'll pass.
Okay, so we just ride it out.
Well, we can do better than that. We can reframe it.
Reframe it. How do we do that?
Well, first we got to acknowledge that feeling lonely from time to time, it's normal. It's part of being human. It doesn't mean you're flawed or unlovable. It's just a signal that maybe you need a little extra self-care, a little connection. And instead of viewing alone time as this negative thing, what if we, try to see it as a gift?
A gift.
Yeah, a chance to recharge, reconnect with yourself. Think of it like a mini vacation for the soul. No demands, no distractions, just you and your thoughts.
I like that. A mini vacation. But what about those times when the loneliness feels really overwhelming?
In those moments, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with kindness, the same kindness you would offer a close friend. Remind yourself that you are worthy of love and belonging.
That's so important.
Yeah.
We're often our own worst critics.
We are. And remember, there's a big difference between temporary loneliness and chronic loneliness.
So if it's just a passing feeling, we ride it out. But if it's something more, we reach out.
Exactly. If you're feeling lonely for extended periods and it's impacting your well-being, reach out.
Yeah.
Talk to someone you trust, join a support group, or seek professional guidance. You're not alone in this.
That's really reassuring to hear. So instead of fearing loneliness, we can learn to embrace solitude as a path to, well, to greater self-awareness and strength.
You got it. You
Yeah.
develop resilience,
Yeah.
independence, a deeper understanding of who you are.
It's like leveling up in the game of life.
Yeah.
But how do we make that shift? How do we go from feeling lonely to feeling empowered in our solitude? What role does our mindset play in all of this?
Oh, mindset is everything. It's the lens through which we experience the world. And when it comes to finding happiness alone, cultivating a strong, positive mindset is absolutely key.
So it's like having this mental toolkit that helps you navigate the ups and downs of life, especially when you're, rocking the solo journey.
You got it.
So it's like having this mental toolkit that helps us navigate all the craziness of life, especially when we're, doing things on our own.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. Our mindset is the lens through which we experience, well, everything, really. And when we're talking about finding happiness alone, it's about cultivating a mindset that sees solitude as a strength, not a weakness.
So instead of viewing being alone as, I don't know, some sort of punishment, we flip the script.
Right.
We see it as an opportunity, as something empowering.
Exactly. It's about recognizing that happiness, true happiness, it comes from within. It's not something you wait for, someone else to give you. It's something you cultivate within yourself.
So that brings us to this idea of a personal responsibility,
Right.
taking ownership of our own happiness, right?
Yeah.
But how do we actually do that? It sounds, I don't know, kind of abstract.
It starts with a positive outlook. Now, that doesn't mean ignoring the challenges in life, or pretending everything's perfect. It's more about choosing to focus on solutions, not problems.
Like looking for the opportunities in every obstacle.
Exactly. And another key ingredient is resilience. It's the ability to bounce back from setbacks, to adapt when things change.
To keep going, even when things get tough.
Yes, and think about it. Embracing solitude, it's actually a great way to build resilience. It's about stepping away from that constant need for validation from others and finding it within yourself.
So you're like building up this inner strength, this foundation that can't be shaken.
Exactly. And alongside resilience, another powerful tool comes into play: mindfulness.
Mindfulness.
Mindfulness, it's the ability to be fully present in the moment, to really savor the now.
So it's like appreciating those quiet moments, those peaceful stretches of time where you're just, enjoying your own company without judgment, without distractions.
Exactly. Instead of dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, mindfulness allows us to appreciate the beauty of the present moment.
And when we're truly present with ourselves, that's when gratitude can really flourish.
Gratitude is like a magnet for happiness. It
Yeah.
shifts our focus from what we lack